Hey, what's up, everyone? So, Bitcoin, after a tumultuous day yesterday for the broad crypto market, Bitcoin is currently seeing some support being held at this area, and ultimately, it's going to need to hold this. If it were to break down, if it were to lose the support, it would likely result in a test down to the 60K area, and the altcoin market would be absolutely ravaged if that were the case. Yesterday, we saw a lot of alts just completely plummet. And a lot of them are now recovering today. We're seeing some upside on a lot of them. But overall, it's still, in my opinion, very dependent on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can hold this area, then I think alts will continue to see some sort of relief rally. If Bitcoin were to break down below this support now, then alts would likely see further downside or at least a retest of the lows from the other day. So if you look across like the market, it's been in a long sideways consolidation for many weeks, but I've been saying this repetitively. Consolidation in an uptrend leads to a continuation. We saw this in this area. We saw it here. We actually saw it back here too. This was the start of the uptrend, and now we're seeing it again here. And I believe personally that when this consolidation period ends, the result will be a break to the upside. I think that's the likelier outcome. I don't think this is going to break down to this range. I think it's unlikely. It's always possible, but I think this is going to lead to a continuation. The odds favor a continuation. A lot of people have been shaken out during all these consolidations, and this one's been quite lengthy. It's now the second longest since this one, but eventually it will come to an end. And in my opinion, I think it will result in a break to the upside. We might retest these lows, the 60K lows again. It's possible. But I do think at the end of the day, this is going to lead to a continuation of this uptrend that we've been in since November or December of 2022. Now I'm going to go to total 3 and see what that's looking like. So total 3, which is all the altcoins minus Ethereum and Bitcoin, you could make the argument that this is a double bottom right here. But ultimately, if that were the case, it will need to get through this neckline right here. If the altcoin market were to break through this neckline around 23 billion, I think it would be a clear signal for the altcoin market to be full on, upward after that, probably break these highs and then see like a run that we saw earlier in the year. If that were the case, if it were to break this area, I'm going to go to Ethereum. Ethereum retested this breakout. It broke out based on the ETF confirmation. I thought this was going to hold. It did not. However, it broke down, retested the breakout, and now is seeing a bounce. I'm going to go to the daily time frame. We're seeing a bounce here. It needs to ultimately get above this area, around 3640, and then more importantly, this area where it consolidated above and then proceeded to break down around the 3700, 3720 area. That's where it needs to reclaim. So overall, I still think that this market has not seen its bull market yet, and I think that a lot of the altcoins will eventually go whenever Bitcoin breaks all-time highs like we saw in 2020 and in the previous cycle. So we'll see what happens. There's just been a lot of blood, a lot of people capitulating, a lot of people giving up, a lot of people questioning everything. But Bitcoin's basically sitting at all-time highs, and usually the alts don't get going until Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. That's when it gets really, really juicy for the alts. Even though we have seen a lot of alts move over the past 9 months or so, the craziness usually doesn't start until Bitcoin actually clears the all-time highs for good. So we'll see what happens. This might last a little bit longer, this consolidation period, but ultimately I do think it will break to the upside.